All right, so we are getting there gradually. Today is Friday. By this time next year, Friday, we'll be done with this session. And yes, we'll be done with this session by this time, Friday next week. So today we are going to be we are going to be learning about media planning and buying and why is it very, very important in marketing. Yeah. Because all these things join together. Either you want to be using it to render service for people, or you want to be doing it for yourself. Any which way it comes, that you want to also start a career or as a marketing communicator, you want to be working in media communication, anything that has to do with marketing career, digital marketing career, based on all these topics. Those are the things that you are good to go. So I will switch strictly to the points. In that planning, let me put it, increase it a bit. Um, yep. So then we move on. So what exactly is media planning before we move to media buying? So I'll be try as much as possible to make it concise so that it's something that you can remember and how it works basically. So anytime you hear of media planning, yeah, the simple way to explain it is just media planning is strategic process of deciding so many things, which I'm going to list because without media planning, there's so many things that you cannot uh, decide in marketing campaign. In fact, before marketing campaign, before you go to campaign and all that, your media planning is the first step. It's just like when they say house planning for people that are into construction company. So that is exactly the way media planning is. So media planning, I'll just jot some things down so that can help us. Media planning, I don't just want to run slides, so that's why I didn't show up with any slide because we might end up running at the slide and we didn't get some kind of thing. So I decided that whatever is going to be straightforward. Media planning is just like a strategy. So I'm just talking based on experience, and experience is what you need from my head. Is the process of deciding a lot of things. So what are the things that you decide uh, in a media plan? So let's begin to take things that you decide so that anytime you hear of media planning, you think of things that you decide. One, you want to decide who to target. So without media planning, there's no buying. Buying cannot come without planning. So there's no time. So it's during media planning process. That's where you know who to target, right? Another thing you want to know is where to reach them. Okay? You already know after you clarify who to target, you want to know where to reach them. And when we are talking about where to reach them, so this is simply talking about which platform. Okay? Which platforms? So it could be Facebook, could be anywhere, but we need to know where to reach them. You can't just say "Hey, our customer is everywhere." You need to know. Another thing that you media planning help us to decide is when to run ads. Okay, when do we want to run it? So it's also very important when to run ads. Do we want to schedule an ad to commence a particular so like before this session, I was talking to someone that's a client that has a product which is a kind of pre-order kind of product. The product will be in stock January 23, and I want to start running pre-order right now. And based on this kind of climate and the target audience, which are 80% women, a lot of people might not have that patience to pay for pre-order. So we have to draft another strategy. So instead of running ad for pre-order and people are thinking, oh, this is more than 6 weeks, I'm like 6 weeks. Imagine January 23rd and we're December 5th. So it's December 23rd, that will be exactly 1 month. That's like 6 weeks for order to come. So a lot of people might not have that patience in this part of the world. So we reiterate it and see what can we do to keep them within that time. Then we are coming in with an idea of webinar. So after that, uh, when after that, we can now begin to see um, where we want to run ads or not. Okay, so give me interesting. Is it like you are buying a platform or renting it? No. So when we say buying platform, we are talking about Facebook. So but your plan before you get to that platform. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Give me a just like 5 seconds. So, like I was saying, you need to know when to run ads. So with those information, just try to do some webinar, which is free to bring in people to the WhatsApp group. And when we get into the WhatsApp group, it's actually very easy when people were able to trust you and do some pre-order and have that patient against the time. So media planning takes care of all that. So how much do you want to spend? Yeah. So how much you spend is also part of what media planning takes care of. So we can't just say we want to run ad without knowing how much you want to spend. So the last month you want to spend is like, so what is your budget? So, and every business person also wants to know how much it's going to cost me. It's media planning that gives you all that. So a rough estimate when you are thinking of how much to say. So if someone asks you what's how much do I need to budget? So you ask the person, what do you want to achieve? So how many customers do you want to visit you? Like how many messages, how many inquiries, how many booking? So you ask all those things. So when they tell you that, okay, I want 150, at least 5 booking every day. So we just say, oh, for that 5 booking every day. So that's an average of 1,800 for one booking. Multiply it. So that will give you an idea of how much they should budget and how long it's going to be. Okay. And you also need to know, media planning, we also need to know what creatives. So that's why we have what we call strategy documents, which is like a direction of what will happen from beginning and the end of an ad campaign. It's just like a movie, strategy documents. So and media planning is just a segment inside the strategy document as well. So these are the things that media plan ought to answer. Okay. And each of these choice will support your business goals. So this is media planning. If you want to say it in summary, is media planning is a blueprint, okay, before money is spent. Okay. So media planning is a blueprint. Okay. Uh, before money is spent. So before you even think of, oh, we want to go and buy, we want to go and be clicking, yeah, it's media planning that give you all that bigger picture. So it's media planning that answers all these questions. So I think I want to use 1, 2, 3 instead. Yeah. So media planning answer all these questions. Now that we have the background knowledge of what media planning tend to answer, let's talk about what is media buying. Okay. So because remember, you cannot plan, you cannot buy without planning. So don't forget that. You cannot buy without planning. So media planning, buying, in another words, it's operational process Okay, so media buying is operational process that follows planning. So buying does not come with that before planning. Planning come first. Okay, planning come first. Without media planning, there is no buying. Okay, so media buying is the, just want to put some things down so that soon be I'm just talking. Operational process that follows planning. So in fact, there should not be, even be any question of buying without planning. So when you skip all these type of things, when the issue shows up, you now begin to want to treat what's supposed to have been treated because you didn't follow the rules. So media buying is the process that follows you have all the plans. So because you've already know who to target, you already know which platform. So for example, when the program now say Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp, you can now go to Meta, right? Because that's where you can reach them. And when you get to target, who to target? Because media planning has explained age bracket and all those things. You just do that. Media planning has explained the budget too. Media planning have told you, in fact, without media planning, the creative team cannot design. Media planning have solved all those problems, all those questions. So after that, cannot think of buying. So on the buying, what the buying side is doing is setting up the campaign. So anytime you are setting up campaign to run Facebook ad, Instagram ad, Google ad, any kind of ad, TikTok ad, any platform. So once you are setting up campaign, what you are simply doing is media buying, media buying. Then media buying is also how to do with selecting budgets. Okay, so I have a budget that's already been explained in detail with planning. So budget, what type of lead, and placements. So are we using only Instagram and WhatsApp? Are we using Instagram Messenger, on these networks, Facebook? So these are the questions that media buying will solve. Then launching, okay? So most people that say, oh, I don't Facebook ad. So what you're just doing is you are doing is media buying. So that's it. And otherwise, it's also called paid advertising. So where you paid advertising specialist. Then other things that media buyer to do is you optimize performance. Okay. So like I was telling you the other day, that this one is spending too much, but it's not giving us uh what we want. Those what all those things that I'm doing is looking at the monitoring the data from the dashboard, from the ads manager. All those things that work. What I'm just doing is work of media buying, reporting on results. So every month I give a report, okay, of how many leads, how many sign up, how many conversion, all those things. Report on results, the cost per results, the total ad spend. All those things are the work of media buyer, because even if clients gave you money to run ads, you must give reports. Yeah, and I'm also going to talk to you about a easy format to do results. Yeah, once you know it, you can use it. So you navigate the pricing. Yeah. So for example, from media buyer planner, you might have things like that involve you getting influencers either online or offline. You as a media buyer, because media planner has specified that, oh, there's going to be Mr. Macaroni influencing or Tahoma, whatever it is. So you go to Tahoma page, you don't DM, you will see their email there. Send an email. Then what's the cost for this brand? This is what you want to do. What's the cost? If you send an email, it's the manager that will reply you under 5 minutes. I bet you. But if you send DM, nobody will reply you because they are receiving 1,000 DM. So I'm just telling you. So it's your work as a media buyer to contact so that you can know the costs. Okay, negotiating the better price. So this are what media buyer draws. Okay, so in summary, for media buying, media planning and buying. So in summary, if you didn't remember anything about media planning, so planning, it simply means strategy. So anytime you are putting strategy together, what you are doing is media planning. While buying is simply execution. So anytime you go to Ads Manager of any platform, either Facebook, either LinkedIn, anywhere, what you are doing is buying. So it should be case you didn't remember anything from what I've said before, this is just the summary of what it is. Oh, Tochukwu, welcome. Right? So now we know the difference between media buying and planning and what is involved in both. So let's progress. So a very simple example could be a resort, an hotel, a beach house, maybe here in Lagos, anywhere around the world, that wants 500 booking. Okay? So let's 5,000 booking, for examples. So the planning will decide the type of audience, the budget that they need to achieve 500,000, 5,000 booking, the timeline, the kind of content, and the channels they are going to use. Why the buying will run maybe meta ads, optimize, retarget, convert warm audience. So it's very, very important that you know. So that's a typical example of what media buying and planning is. So let's move into as we remember, don't forget we are talking about media buying and planning. So after we have already know what it is now, in media buying and planning, there's what we call defining campaign goals. So at anytime you want to execute a campaign, you will need to define. So these are like first, let's just call it step one in media buying and planning. So let me just call it steps in media. Remember, there's no buying without planning. Without planning and buying, just to make this. So the first steps is to define your campaign objectives. It has to be clear. Define campaign. And anytime you hear the campaign, it's like saying your ads objectives. Okay? Okay? Campaign goals. What does that simply mean? Your key performance indicators. That, oh, once you reach this, we are good. So that's the first steps that you need to do. Okay? Let me just call it like this. There's one. Let it come down. So the step one is to define your campaign objective. So how do you do that? So it simply means how to set up clear objectives. So you need to set up a clear objective. Setting up clear objective. Because once you miss these objectives, oh, it will be hard for you to meet up with your goal. In fact, there's nothing to monitor. And the best way we do this in marketing is what we call SMART goal. It's possible you have been hearing of SMART goal for how many years? But maybe you have not been applying it. So in this case now, if you want to apply SMART goal here, we can say uh, so specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So I'm going to apply it to a campaign now because SMART goals help to remove confusion. A lot of people don't take this serious. So SMART goals, I think I have to put that down. Help remove, it gives you direction, confusion. Yeah. So why do you need that? So S, specific. So when we are talking about specific in campaign goal or campaign objectives, we are simply saying what exactly do you want to achieve? What exactly do you want? Okay, you need to know. But you are able to answer all these questions, there's no problem. What exactly? Let me put this in where I talk about it. Like my mouth is talking faster than my writing. What exactly do you want? That is what I don't just want to say, oh, it's specific. So what does that mean? Yeah, what exactly do you want? You have to do that in specific. Then measurable. So what this one is just saying is with what KPI? Remember, I just talked not too long ago now that a result needs 5,000. That's what they want now. Do you get it? Yeah. I'm breaking it down. So you need to know exactly what you want. Then you want five. So what do you want to measure? You are measuring. So we can only measure success once we reach that 5,000. I'm just using that as an example. If you are not doing that, you have not achieved success in that sense based on your media plan. So achievable, because it's not just about putting a smart goal, you also need to know whether it's achievable. So based on industry's benchmark, okay? Remember, I've been talking about industry benchmark, but I'll still remind you what the industry benchmark is certain percentage that once you meet it up as a marketer, you have a good result. So for example, let me still break this down again. So if you need, I think I've asked this question before. So if you need 5,000 people to book, so all you just have to do is, first of all, get the 2% of this, then multiply how many of it, that will give you 5,000. Okay? So let's say 2 divided by 100 times 5,000. So it simply means um, on every 5,000 people, it's only 100 that will convert. So what are we talking about? We are talking about industry standard. What is industry standard for lead or conversion rate? It's 2%. That's it. If you can get above that, but once you get 2%, you are done, you are good. But you must work with this 2%. You must work with that. Okay? So you now want to know how many percentage that you need to get the 5,000. So like this now, so on every, let's say 50,000, that's where you get 1,000, right? So if you now want to actually get 5,000, it simply means you need 250,000 leads. 250,000. You need 250,000 leads to be able to have this because the industry standard is 2%. Yeah, you might be lucky to have much more than that, but that doesn't happen every time. So you need to know. So is it achievable? And part of this achievable is, do you have the budget to get 5,000 leads? Okay. Um, so as a media planner and buyer, you need to know numbers. It's a game of number. So if you are looking for 5,000 booking, you need 250 leads to have this conversion, 250,000. So you now want to see, so you now want to know if the company budget is enough to get it. So if their budget is not there, you already know even from the beginning, because media planning will let you know the end from beginning. So you already know that this will not happen. So for example, now an average leads right now, average leads right now will be costing within 800 to, let's say, 1.7. So let's now even pick an average of 1,000 because that's the average lead now. 800 in Nigeria, 800 to 1,000. So I cannot even pick 800. Let's say 1.2. Okay. That's a 1.2 times 250,000. Because you must know your number so that somebody will not give you 10 million and you think it's money. Ha. 10 million can finish in a month. Oh. So if they want 5,000 conversion from 250 leads, which is industry standard, do you know how much they need? That is 300 million naira. How do I get that? An average of 1,200. Okay? Average of 1,200 multiplied by 250,000 leads. Because it's not all leads that are going to convert. So we are just taking 2%. Now, if you now have more than 2%, good. But 2% is industry standard. That's 300 million. The question is, does the 300 M, okay, not 300,000, does the organization ask this? Do they have the budget? Because you have to know whether it's achievable or not. So it's not that somebody will say, oh, here's our budget, 20 million. We need 5,000 conversion. Ah, and you'll be jumping. You don't jump, oh. You put your hand on your calculator to know whether it's possible or not. To know whether they have budget and say, okay, this is a budget of 20 million naira. Hey, this a budget of 20 million naira cannot even reach anything. No? Yeah, because this your budget of 20 million naira will only give us, let me see, 20 million. Because you need to know your number. I'm pressing my number right now. I'm pressing calculator, I mean, divided by 1,200. So you will say this your audience of this your budget of 20 million. We're able to only give us 16,666 leads. But it doesn't stop there. And you can only convert industry standard 2% times 16,666 lead. So you see this your money, this your 20 million. It will only give you sure 330 conversion. So you need to know your number. So anything that happen above 2%, you are good. And that is why you have 300, even 900 people in a group, even 5,000 people in a group. And when it's come to doing the real business, you just find out that maybe only 100 people are the people that are really, really the buyers. So you need to know your number. So when we talk about smart, if you are not just saying it for mouth, it's a measurement KPI that have been working since ages. If you can follow through, so you need to know whether what you are doing is achievable. Because as AI will be there, AI will be doing different things, but human being will still need to put all this together. If you don't know these things exist, how will you even apply with AI? But for some people that knows it already, they better communicate with AI to make their work faster. AI is an assistant, as far as I'm concerned. AI does not think for me. It's just an assistant. I put in what I want. Do you understand? So relevance, you must also connect to your revenue, and that is what I just really explained now, because it's not just about is it achievable? Is it connected to your revenue? Imagine the 20 million. 20 million is not connecting to 5,000 leads. No way. 5,000 conversion, I mean, no way. So it's must. So if it's not connected to it, it is not relevant. Then time bound. So for example, now I'm running a campaign for a booking between that people can only book within December 11, December 13, 15 to January 5th. So that's the time bar. So how, what is the time limit? What is the deadline for the results? So it simply means anything outside that line is a waste. So our result must be within that December 15 to January 5th. So deadline for results. So it's very important that you know so that you cannot just be sleeping and say we are doing fine. No, there's a deadline to watch. So this is the first step that you need to know. And again, you now need to know what are different objectives that are available. So I've been talking about different of these objectives. I've talked about awareness. I've talked about consideration, even in our last session. I've talked about conversion. But I will now put it in further perspective because of media planning and buying. Because media buying and planning is a game of number. It's a game of knowing your KPIs, what it is. And when you know all these things, even in the board, it, board are waiting to board just want the number. What is it for us? Board does not look for your story reports. Give us the number. What's the number is saying? So that's it. So there's a common campaign objectives. Okay, common campaign objective in any platform. Campaign objectives, which you must know. Let's just say in practice. And you must know what is the outcome of each of these objectives. It's very, very important. It's a must. You must know. Let me just make this look better by bulleting it. Yeah. Okay. You must know the outcome, the KPI of each of these objectives. For example, if I said we have awareness, you need to know what you use awareness for. What are you using awareness for? So what is the purpose? So purpose of awareness. The purpose of awareness is basically to create visibility. It's not to sell. So, and you have to be on the same page that we are running awareness. We are not running sales. And if any sales comes, it's by the way, it's not the campaign. Do you understand? Then what is the key performance indicator that will know that, oh, our awareness actually did well? So you need to know. So, and you can only know that with number of reach. It's a number that you measure. These are the way you might measure awareness. Because they will say, okay, yeah, we are running campaign. What's the awareness? So what are you measuring? So we are measuring reach, we are measuring impression, and we are measuring frequency. How many times our ad display to people in a month and the rest. Okay, and you also need to know an average cost per impression for Nigeria. So when we say reach is simply means the number of unique person. That unique simply means this one person seen the ads one. Okay, impression simply means the ad is served to this person. The person might not probably even see it. So many ads have been served to you today as you are scrolling, but you didn't pay attention to it. But it's as the record that they serve it to you. But reach is people that pay attention at least 3 seconds. That is reach. But impression, you might not even know. But you have seen it, they have served it to you now. You have so many things on your field that is coming. But it's only the one that you wait to check. That is the one that count as reach. The one you don't check, it just count as impression. So you also very, very important to know. And an average cost per impression. Cost per impression is actually being calculated in a million impression. So an average cost per impression in Nigeria is within 900 to 1.8 cost per 1,000 impression. That's what I mean by CPM. You need to know all this offhand. Why do you need to know this? So when an organization said, we are running a brand campaign for our new products, and as we are running this for these new products, we would like to have 10 million impression in Nigeria. They say they need 10 million impression in a month, which is possible. Just increase the budget in a month in Nigeria. So, and when they say impression, so you don't have to be afraid, because what they don't want to see, they just want to know is, they are not asking you for sales when they say impression. They just want as many as possible people to see their products, services, what they are into within that time. And they are now requesting, you remember we say this is the cost per 1,000 impression. So let's say we now even choose an average of 1,500, because you must know the number. And they said they need 5 million impression. So it's very easy for you to know the cost. Okay? It's very easy. And you need to know the cost, right? So what you need to do, first of all, the foreign told you that they need 5 million impression. And this, the cost for 1,000 impression is this, right? So if you divide this by 1,000 impression, that will give you like 5,000 times 1,500. So for them to have this 5 million impression, again, awareness ad is actually very cheap. For them to have this 5 million impression, they will need 7.5 million. So it's not somebody will not tell you that, oh, we need 5 million impression and our budget is 3 million. It won't work. So before you accept anything, do your number. Let them know that it won't work. Right? It won't work. So you need to know. Right? So that impression divided by 1,000, because it's by 1,000 impressions. So whatever it is, multiply it by cost per impression. Then you have the cost. So for them to get this, you tell them, your ad budget to be 7.5 million. And again, this is different from service charge. Your service charge should be, the least should be 10%. So 10% of this will be going to maybe like 750K as your own service charge for this. You can go as high as even 15. I'm currently collecting 15 for this kind of a thing. I'm running a campaign of 6 point something million, and that is about 800 and something. The cost is 15%. Okay, so you need to know these numbers, and it's very, very important. I'm not just teaching you digital marketing, I'm teaching you the business aspect of it. You need to know your numbers. So even when you know all these numbers, it's going to help you to make a better decision, even with customer, the client, so that somebody will not say, somebody can just say that we gave him 3 million. He could not achieve 5 million impression for us. And somebody that does not know anything about the number will say, that guy has cornered your money. Do you understand? Because they don't even know how much is 1,000 impressions. So that's why you need to know, so that you not put yourself in trouble. So what are the case study where you need, so let me say use cases, where you need brand awareness as a marketer? Because it's not every time that you need brand awareness, but there are some cases that you need brand awareness. Remember, when you are measuring for impression, you measure for, these are metrics that you measure for, right? You measure for reach, impression, and frequency. Then you need to know the cost. So now when we're talking about what are the cases where the best objective you go for is awareness. So because it's not useless. Just because that you don't make sales does not make it useless. So when you are launching a new product that nobody knows, you need awareness, because you want as many people to see it. Political campaign, maybe you have some of your people that want to go for election. That's, that guy, they do digital marketing. He does digital marketing. He should be able to help us. So you need to also know that awareness is what that kind of campaigning. Celebrity announcements. Yeah, Don Jazzy is about to announce a new talent. Awareness. Do you understand? I don't think this is awareness. Open day for an event. Awareness. Experience is going on right now. Press conference for experience 20. Awareness. right? I guess maybe because experience, that's why we are not seeing Ifeanyi. I don't know, right? So these are example of time where you need awareness. It's very important. Then another types of objective that's common is consideration. So I'm still going to talk about it, break it down, and where you need consideration, right? So consideration, what's the purpose? Because we also need to know. Okay. Purpose of what consideration is basically to get interest. Yeah, people that are interested. You see all those I'm interested is in consideration. You even have their group on Facebook. So when it comes to consideration, what KPIs are you looking for? That is, what metrics do you measure for consideration? Traffic. Okay. And what is traffic? Cost per click. Okay. Cost per click, which people call CPC, right? Cost per click. Okay. So traffic, what do you measure again? You also measure engagement. You also measure video views. So when you are running video views, all those things, traffic, right? And traffic engagement video are actually also very cheapest type of ads. So you also need to know video views. There's video views. There's also video views. We call it true play. True play is people that they didn't just the video does not just pay for them, right? But they waited for at least 3 seconds. 3 seconds, as at the last time I checked, if the policy have not changed. It's what count as true play. So when a video is running on Facebook and you see it for 3 seconds, that's true play. So those are the shorter time. Then you also have the longer one too, right? So so the true play is actually more cheaper because the person that watch the true play might not even know. It's actually cheaper. Okay. So you also need to know what is the benchmark for cost per click in Nigeria. I'm saying Nigeria because the benchmark for pop up please Nigeria is not the same thing in US, UK. Ads are more strictly expensive in all that place. You can have a cost per click for as low as 3.5, as high as maybe $5. But in this part of the world, it's actually cheap. You can be having your cost per click within an average of even as low as 20 to 80 naira. Remember, it's click, it's not sales. Yeah. So you can be having it around that level. Okay, it's just click. Then what are the scenario where you use this? Okay, what are the case where you use this objective consideration, right? So when you have a blog, so all these people that are doing AdSense arbitrary, Google AdSense arbitrary, I know what you know that is, so people that build blog, after they build blog, because they don't have patience to create organics traffic with SEO and they want to make money with Google AdSense. So what they now do is they now put some particular form together and use it to run traffic. So do you get that now? To call it arbitrary, right? So they run traffic, they write some blog article posts on their blog and they will run traffic from Facebook to there so that they will have traffic. And when they have traffic, the advert are showing from Google and all that, they also make money in dollars. So it's just like I want to run ads with 1 million naira and I will make 2 million naira in return on Google Ads. So they call it your AdSense arbitrage. So use traffic for blogs. Uh, you can also use traffic for Maybe you just want people to know your menu. You have a restaurant, you have a new product, new features of the product I want people to know, not necessarily that I want to sell, right? So restaurant, oh, I say restaurant. Okay. So you might want to do that. Menu views. Why did I say videos? Then it could also be product demo, how to use this new close-up double or whatever it is, right? Or how to tie this new type of tie, lace, wristwatch, whatever it is. So what makes it special? This watch is water resistant, this watch is this, whatever. So product demo, you need traffic. So then event awareness. Yeah, you're having an event, 30 December everywhere. Yeah, you need this traffic. Okay. Then the last type of common objectives is what we call conversion. So this is the same thing as saying uh, sales. Okay. Conversion is the same thing as saying sales, right? So what is the purpose? I want it to come down. What is the purpose of conversion? You need to know. Purpose of conversion, very simple. Generate sales, leads, or sales. Because most time you have lead before you have a sales. So, and what do you measure? I mean, KPI. What do you measure when it's come to conversion? So you want to measure, let me to this, because I might end up giving you guys this document at the end of training. That's why I'm trying to arrange it better. Okay, so KPIs, right? So KPIs that you need to look for when it comes to conversion. What do you mean to measure? Cost per lead. So CPA, you need to know how much does it cost to generate a lead in Nigeria. That's an average of 800 to like 1 2. It's not less than 800 now. Lead is crazy now in Nigeria. Ad is becoming more expensive. Cost per lead, cost per acquisition. So cost per acquisition is how much does it actually take you to convert? So for example, if you have an ad budget of 20,000, you now have 50 leads, but you have only 4 conversion. So and you have spent 20,000. So you are not going to divide that 20,000 by 50 leads. Oh. No, you only go to divide it by the number of conversion that you have, which is 4. So it simply means it costs you 5,000 for one. I hope we get the gist. Yeah. So that's what we call cost per conversion. Then we also have return on investment, return of ad spend, I mean, return of ad spend. Okay, that's meaning return, return of investment is ROI. Yeah, ad spend. So I just made an example of arbitrary the other time. They spend 1 million, they make sales of they eventually get 3 million from Google based on the traffic and number of ads people see and click with their website, which translates to the Google asset dollar. So in such case, 2 million naira is return on investment of 1 million. So you want to know that. And you want to know the cost per lead for Facebook and IG because they are not the same. IG is more expensive than Facebook. I've said it before, and you need to know. So the cost per lead for Facebook will be around 600, while Instagram could go as even high as 2,500. So you need to know what this also, right? And like I said, cost per cost per action, which is very, very sales, it's highly dependent on your product price. So the higher your product price is, the higher your cost of sales. CPA will actually be. So let me just put it here. I think it's important. CPA, which is cost of action. So, and you are basically talking about sales here. So this is highly dependent on the product price. So somebody that's sending 1,000 naira price, you might have 1 million conversion. Yes. And you cannot compare yourself to somebody that's selling product that one is 500,000. I don't get. So sales in most cases is highly dependent. You can imagine a hotel of 30,000 and hotel of 350,000 naira per night. And hotel of 30,000 now say, our ad is doing well. Maybe they're even beside each other. We are making sales. We have 20 conversion today. What is 20 conversion of 30,000? That's like maybe 600. No, it's not even up to that. Eh? So 30,000, then now say we make 20 conversion. That's 600. That is just money for two conversion of. So when another will say, okay, we just have only five, and per night is 350 in the other one that have five. They are already on 1.75, 1,750,000. So it's highly dependent on the product price. So if the product price is high, the cost of conversion will also high. So like cost of conversion on hotel of maybe 350 can even go as high as 6,000 or even 10,000. Yeah. So that is important to note. Let me put it like this so that it will be readable enough. Then let's talk about case studies. This case. So where do you use this? So you use this maybe hotel, because I've been mentioning hotel. Let's say resort or hotel booking. Okay. So let's say me now, I want people to come and do meta certification as well. So be my meta certification training. Then it could be when you have e-commerce store, give me a Akonga comes to mind, right? Then school is resuming session very soon. They are closing for the year. It could be school registration. So they want the number of people that are registration that pay and so on. It could be real estate. It could be automobile, GAC, automobile, automobile. It could be innocent automobile. How many cars they sell, all those things. So it depends on real estate lead. So it actually depends on all this. And real life practical of this could be, I think I've even mentioned it, like you have a goal of 5,000 people to use your resorts and maybe 250,000 naira for each person. And your KPI is to convert your KPI or cost per actions. Yeah, your key cost per acquisition, cost per acquisition, CPA, will be within, because the price, listen, because the price of each of this booking is about 250,000. Your cost per acquisition will not be less than within 6,000 to 12,000 for one. Yeah, something like that. So the secondary things could be maybe like landing page view and lead quality. So these are the cases where you use some of these common uh, campaign objectives. I hope you are learning, because when you know some this thing inside out like this, when you now get to real life that you are doing all this things, so when some things started happening, it will not be strange for you. For example, now if you start running ads and you are running an impression, you are seeing 1,000 impression, maybe 1,002 or 1,001, you will not be scared and say, 1,001 for impression. Do you understand? So that's why we are putting all this in a better perspective. Okay, so the next steps you want to check, I think I'm still talking about the step one in, yeah, step one in media planning and buying. So I think I want to make this thing come down here. So let's move on to the second step. So I'll be able to detail extensively on each of the campaign type and what you use it to do. Step two, I've talked about it small, but it's also very important. Your audience targeting. Yeah, with the new meta algorithm, this audience targeting might soon become the thing of the past, but still have a role to play. Okay, I'm talking about Andromedia. Yeah. So targeting is actually the art of media planning. So let me call it art of media planning. So who are we targeting? So we have what we call main audience targets. There are different type of audience targets. So um, audience type. Okay. So the first audience type that I know of is demographic targeting, which is the most common. So, and when I say demographic, so that is when you are targeting people by their age, so targeting. So this is where you are targeting people by their age, gender, education level, what again? Yeah, marital status. So, for example, if I'm running a campaign on couples, marital status is very important to me. Yeah, or romantic getaway. Yeah. Yeah, we might have boyfriend and girlfriend too. Then you want to also talk about location, Lagos, Abuja, and the rest. I've just seen any location. Okay. So demographic targeting is one of the type of audience. So when you are targeting and you are using all this, what you are simply doing is demographic targeting. Okay. So when is this type of targeting best to use? Okay. This is best for when you are advertising mass market campaign. Mass market. Like Bubero, like plenty. Yeah. For some of you that didn't hear Yoruba, I have listened, so we call it too much people. Yeah, broad, last mass market campaign, like Coca-Cola is running an awareness that want to reach maybe 1 billion people on Meta apps. So don't ask me whether Meta is more than 1 billion. I mean the entire, I'm talking about Facebook, Instagram, and the rest. It's more than. Okay. So that is where you need that. And another types of audience, two, that's what we call psychographic targeting. And that's what I've been doing in the last many weeks. And it's done. It's a real work. Because one, when you are advertising high network, high network individual products, psychographic targeting. So when do you need this? So you need this when you are advertising luxury shopping for shoppers. Okay, this is for fitness lovers, tech and tools. That's what I used to call this then. enthusiasts, enthusiastic, yeah, enthusiasts. Then frequent traveler, like I said, this is what I've been targeting in the last because most of the product I've been marketing in the last how many days, product of 1 million, 2 million. So I need people that are actually this. So I'll be using this typography. It's not just for everybody, right? Um, Parents too. You can just consider parents. And just remember high network individual anytime you remember typography targeting. Okay? So where is this good? So anytime we're talking about revalue, yeah. So this is actually where the revalue is created. Remember, I was talking about high network. Okay? I'll be looking at the chat just in case you need a questions or concerns, so you can drop it there. Another type of audience is what we call custom audience. Okay? Custom audience is another type of audience, and this is built from your own data, especially when you have been running ads, right? And you already have conversion API or pixel that have been tracking. So what you do is you build this from your own data. So for example, if you have Instagram account and you want to target everybody that have been following you. So what are we talking about here? So we are talking about website visitors, your Instagram followers. So audience targeting goes a long way. Yeah, it is. Okay. Website visitor, pick their activities, either page view, add to cart, checkout, or you have a customer identity management list. You have one hard copy that you have the list in your payment application and all that. App users, you have people that are using your app like that. Remember, I say the data that you build yourself. Then even WhatsApp automation or WhatsApp opt-in list, email opt-in list, uh, offline events. You go to an event and you have to write your details. So they convert it to digital format like CSV in Excel and they target you back. So, so what usually happen opt-in? Yeah. So what usually happen in all these are very, very, how will I put it? Extremely high performance because these people have known you before. They have gone from unaware to awareness to consideration. So to even make sales is easy because you are not. There's some people that have known me on YouTube for some years that are buying my course in 2025. I was like, how do you know? Say, I've been following you since 3 months, 3 years ago, since so years ago. So someone sent me a message yesterday. The person in his business, the person is into network marketing business. I've been on for years, has been following me for more than 3 years. So it makes one big win. Let me even share it with you guys. He makes one big win and he's so happy. And that big win, when I say one big win, is going to earn him nothing less than 1.5 million. Still a student too. Let me show you what it is. So that's what happened. I'm trying to check your WhatsApp. That's what happened when you have custom audience. It's not the audience that don't know you. So if I'm doing anything now, this guy is ready to die there. Can say, mentor me. Good evening, sir. I don't come again. So he moved up a title. I think be that poly. Move up a title. Say I became Safari director a few days ago, and I produced another one yesterday. I can't even type. I just have to speak that. After all this while. So I say it's God. So he said it's God. So this is the main thing that I'm coming to say that I want to show you. Say thank you very much, sir. Thanks for all the motivation. Probably you don't even know. Sometimes it is your video that I will watch that will awake the energy in me again. Thanks and God bless. So these are people that are already in your community, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you. They already know you. So when you have built relationship with people, I started my YouTube with concept of free. So when you have built relationship with people, any offer that you are not giving out, it's very easy for them because you have given so much value for them. So when you run ads for that kind of audience, what happen is you have what we call extreme. So let me say extremely high performance ad because these people, you are not novice to them. I've seen someone that bought one of my training course last month. He said, if your free videos have been so valuable like this, your paid course will be better because you have built trust over time. That's it. That's what the person said. I just smile. On a comment of the ad, you say, I don't even know the person. But a lot of people are watching you online now. So that is what happened with custom audience. It's your own data. It's not algorithm data. You have worked for it, right? So look alike audience is another kind of audience. So as the name implies, the audience that is being created uh, from your, you can create look alike audience for your content or custom audience. So people that look like the kind of data that you have yourself, it could just be 1% size of them, 2% out of them, 10% out of them, but please don't do more than 10%. In fact, the lower the percentage, the better quality it is. So what does lookalike audiences simply means? It means new people similar to your best customer. So your best customer is your customer audience. New people. So the keywords there is similar to your best audience or customers. Okay, that's customer audience. So you can have them in different sizes. So maybe you have 500,000 here. Your lookalike audience, you might want 1% of that. It can be 1% of that. Could be 2%. It could be 5%. It could be 10%. However, the smaller the percentage it is, the more quality it is. And this type of campaign is actually best for scaling. Yeah, best for scaling. So you already have audience, but you want it to go beyond the existing custom audience that you have. So you can just look for 1% of people that are close to them so that you can have more people to reach. So that is not just reaching more people to reach, quality people to reach. So that's that. Because if there's people to reach, there's so much people to reach, but the data that are not being proven. And what would I say? And lastly, on the type of audience, we have what we call contextual audience. Yeah, contextual audience. So what does this simply mean? Or people that consume specific content. What kind of content? Yeah. People that consume a specific content. So what kind of content? Can say blog, okay? Not just blog, it could be, let's say, real estate blog. Yeah, you want to target people that wedding blog. Yeah, wedding blog. Remember, we have Bena Naija. We also have Bena Naija wedding. People that are consuming Bena Naija wedding, they are much more than people that consume the real Bena Naija that have been. So all these things are conceptual kind of audience. News article. Some people every time they wake up like this, percentage, yeah, news article because you can target based on all those things too. Then you can even target through the man of God. Go to Facebook targeting, you will see Adeboye there. You will see Bishop Adebiyo there. You will see you will see Pastor Chris Oyakilome there. So all these things are contextual audience, people that follow them depend on what you want. Okay, tech, YouTube channel, and the rest. Okay, so where do you use um tech YouTube channels? So again, if you have a maybe tech product, you want to do all these things. So where do you use this? You use this for Google Display, TikTok, or programmatic ad. Okay. Um, and you can also have a case study of a kind of audience segmentation, which could be high network individual. Okay, example, high network individual within the age of 25, maybe to 55, are living in eyebrow area like Lekki, VI. In case you are watching this in any other part of the world, Lekki is one of a place in location in Nigeria where high network individual lives. Yeah. So Lekki, Victoria Land, Ikeja GRA. So the interest could be like traveling, resorts, beaches, and the rest. So their corporates could be company retreats. So all these can also come under audience segmentation. Okay, I think I've talked about 2 steps. We have like 3 more steps to go. We could run down that because it's very important that you understand the concept of media buying and planning because at every stage in your marketing journey, all these things will be playing out. So the next steps now is budgeting, and media mix. Okay, Tochukula has dropped again. Maybe network video will be available. I hope I'm still recording. Yeah. Budgeting and media mix. So what does this mean? So you need to know uh budgeting. I've been doing something around that with number. You need to know the budgeting models, especially if you are targeting more than one placement. Okay, you need to know budgeting model. And when you say more than one placement, Instagram and Facebook are not the same. Oh. They are not the same. Yes, it's owned by the same parent company, but it does not manage by the same people. Not only that, it doesn't manage by the same people, it doesn't have the same costs. So it's very important that you know. And what do you do when you are trying to work on your budget models? So the first thing I do is what we call rule-based budgeting. Rule-based budgeting. And what does that mean? Possibly you might have been hearing of what we have been hearing 70-20 rules. What does that mean? The highest that are being proven, you give it 20%. The rising that are just coming up, 20%. And the one that you want to experiment, you give it 10%. That's how you share it. Yes. Yeah. Media buying and planning. I'm responding to your message. Say I'm hearing some new terms here. Yeah. Because media buying and planning is not something that you commonly see in even any computer or digital marketing training. It's an advanced stuff. Yeah. You don't just say that. So when you are working with budget mix, and when you say media mix, simply means it's beyond just one platform. It's across. So there's some media planning or strategy documents that cut across Meta, Google, and the rest. So you now have the budget. Let's say you have a budget of 20 million. You want to know which one is apportioned to Meta, which one is apportioned to Google search, which one is apportioned to TikTok, based on the, so you can follow the 70 20 10 rules, okay, which is the platform that have been proven over time, 70%. Okay, the rising platform that are new, that are just coming up, 10%. The one that I want to experiment, 10%. So that's what we call, so a practical illustration of this could be 70 percent proven. Remember, I said platform that are proven channels. So, and when we talk about proven channels, as of today, we talk of Meta and Google search has been proven channel. Yeah, okay, Meta and Google search. Then 20% for rising channels. Okay, channels that yeah, people are talking about it, yeah, but are not yet really proven. TikTok is the rising channels. TikTok, LinkedIn, LinkedIn ads, etc. Then 10% experimental. So if the strategy document is talking about, let's use some influencer, yeah, it should not be more than 10%. Okay, influencer 10%. Okay, let's make a content, user-generated content. All of them should not be more than 10%. So these are the base rules for you to share the budget across media means. Then we also have, so you can start with revenue goal, and the formula is revenue target, that is total target. Hmm? Revenue target divided by return on investment. So for example, if your goal is to achieve 100 million revenue, right? And your return on ad spend, you want like 4 times your ad spend. So you are going to do your budget, which is 100 million, divided by 4. That will give you 25 million per month. Okay, so if it's just 25 million per month, and that is how you top down the budget. You can also do bottom up budget. So you can start from cost per result, like cost per lead. So if your cost per lead is like 1,000 and you need a 10,000 lead, okay, I've been talking about numbers. So bottom up targets, budgeting. I think I've mentioned something like this. If your cost per result is 1,000 naira and you need like 10,000 leads monthly, so your budget will be 1,000 times 10,000, and that's 10 million. So you need to know all this. So under this budgeting models, we have what we call, let me just call this two here, top down budgeting. Top down budgeting. So top down budgeting, like I said, is start with revenue goals. Okay. So when you start with, let me put it in front. So what you start with, and example, e.g. So you have a goal of 100 million. No, don't put goal, yes, so to make it easy. 100 million naira revenue, and you are targeting return on ad spend as a 4, and the budget is, so the formula is your budget should now be your 100 million divided by 4. That will give you, you're spending 25 million per month, and in 4 months, you get it. Then you can also do, so this is first one, top down budget. So in 4 months, yeah, the goal is 100 million. You want to make revenue of 100 million. And in 4 months, so you divide it by 4. So you get 25 million, yeah, per month. Then we also have what we call, I want this into, yeah, I got it. I want it to align with the one at the top. So we have bottom up budget. In most cases, this is what I, especially when people want me to give them as an honor, this is what I use most time. Yeah, this one is what I use most time. So this bottom top budget, and that's why I've been using as example since, because I think it's most faster for me using it. So this one is start from cost. So getting to know your cost per results. So it will now help you to multiply with how many you need. So for example, if your cost per lead is equal to 1,000 naira, and you need, let's say, 10,000 leads, you just multiply it. You need 10,000 leads monthly. You just multiply it. So your budget, this is what I use. This particular one is my friend. Your budget will be 1,000, and it's very easy. And you must know this number fast, times 10,000. So, and it's very easy for you to tell the client, okay, we need 10 million. Very simple. Okay? So we need 10 million. Okay, return on ad spend, that is ROAS. Yeah, return on ad spend, that is ROAS. Okay, where did I mention it? Okay. Try to return on ad spend. Okay, so you now see how much does, anyway, by the way, this thing I'm just putting in naira. So these are type of, we also have an example of mixed strategy of, so we're just assuming that this is just a platform or general. So we also have an example of like mixed strategy as well. So let's say media, which is where you have more than one platform and you want to aggregate all. So I'm going to, in Nigeria market. So um, for example, so if you have 1 million naira budget monthly and you have to share it across different platforms. So let's say 1 million naira, okay, monthly. I want to share it across platform. Let's say you have, try to see what I have to put this channel, you have budget. You need to know all this, okay? And when you say channel and budget, your client will also always ask you what is the rationale behind this thing that you want to do. So you should have your reason ready so that nobody will be asking you too much question. So Meta ads, so if you say 500,000, that's 50% because it's proven, right? So if you say 500,000 for Meta, yeah, that's 50%. And why? Because of best cost per lead. And till tomorrow, Meta still have the highest audience till tomorrow. Go and check your data reporter. Okay? So you put the reason there so that why you put 500? Because there are plenty people to reach, plenty opportunity. Okay? Search ad. Remember this one, we are talking about media mix strategy. So there are different strategies. So if you say 200,000, let me just say that all these guys in naira. It could be in dollar, it could be anything. So why are you using this? Because Google still have high intent than even Meta, right? And what do we mean by high intent? Anybody that go to Google to search, most likely are ready to buy. Meta can still be, I will call you next month, right? Good. Then TikTok. So TikTok ads like 150. Why 150? Because from the data, user-generated content go viral on YouTube, on TikTok, and Gen Z are there. So you need to put them as part of the plan too, especially if you have Gen Z target audience. Then influencers. People don't just make money. There's some things that you need to know that other marketers don't know. But they will just say, you be sure they will say, the last guy did not break this down for us like this. We are going with you. Because most time when you are going to get a job, they have called somebody else. But the way you are able to present your case is going to help you. Like, this guy knows what he's doing. Influencer. So you are using influencer basically for social proof. We are using it because people know him already. If you post even organic, it's a social proof that we are a reputable, trusted company, all those things. So programmatic. So you open app. As you open that app, it's free, or especially all these music app. In fact, they have key boom play now. You cannot even listen to music to one level like this. Ad everywhere. Eh? So display ads. So you don't put too much money on that level. So let's say 50,000. Can you see how we share the 1 million? Right? 1 million budget monthly. See how we share it across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different channels. And why do we call it? So this ad programmatic display ads, it helps people to, I've seen it before. It's good for the marketing and brand recall. I saw this thing on Facebook. Why does it follow me to Deezer, Boomplay, Shopify, and the rest? So that is what this one happens. So you can see different ways you can break things down. Okay, you can follow your 70-20 rules. Yeah, you get it now. You have seen it before. So you can follow your 70-20-10 rules. You can follow your top down. Most time, this guy is fit for me. Bottom up budget, marketing mix, media mix, or we call it marketing mix. Around, you can follow each one of these. Okay. I think we have 5 steps. We are almost there. As I know it's going to be a long class. Most time I used to break this into like 3 different sessions, but since you have the whole weekend, so let's finish it. So step 4, I think that's where I am right now. What is the last step here? Step 3. Yeah, step 4. I'm correct. Step 4 is media buying execution. So what does that simply mean? At first time, we already know different objective, what is it for, what are we measuring? We know all this. We know our audience inside out and different types of audience that we have and that we could get. We've also moved to how to also do our budget. You can see when I said what you do in an ad manager is the easiest thing. Because everything had already been planned. You are just clicking, you are just picking. It's only people that did not plan before that will say, ah, what am I going to do? I can't get to the ad manager and be thinking, who am I targeting? I've already know who I'm targeting before I go there with the media plan. So I'm just selecting and moving on. Okay? So media buying execution. And what does this simply mean? This is the what we call the green stage. This is where you do the do. Okay? So when you now go to Facebook, Meta Ads Manager and all that and say, oh, I want to do this, this is. So this is where you do the doings. And not just only that, this is where the money is spent. Let me put it. This is where the money is where you're going to spend the money. All those plans. Why is my hand is faster than me? Okay. So that is the first stage. So what do you do here? The buying concepts. You need to know the buying concept at this level. And I'm going to break down the buying concept because you will need it, not because of today. So keep buying concepts. So as you're buying, you need to know for the fact that you're going to be running with people's money. One, we have what we call bid strategy. Maybe you have been seeing all these things on Ads Manager, especially if you have been using Ads Manager before. So among these, we have what we call, in fact, it's in media buying exam too. This question is always, you always see something like this. Cannot even escape question within this area in media buying exam. Okay? Lowest costs. These are one of the big strategies. So what does it mean? This is what most people do. You let the platform, because the platform has the data, right? Yeah. Let the platform do the optimization for you. So it's platform that you choose for you, not you, to choose the bid. They also have cost cap. Cost cap. Cost cap simply means when you want to control your budget yourself, like I don't want you to spend more than 5 naira. But the downside to that is when you have an opportunity and that opportunity costs more than 5 naira, you will not be able to take it. Yeah. So you want to control your budget. So it's actually dicey controlling your budget these days. Yeah. With all the algorithm and the rest. So then, but it's possible. Then we also have bid caps. Bid cap is actually for more advanced buyer. So it's a kind of manual bidding. All of that is in Ads Manager. So there's a particular session we are going to do from start to finish, from planning to buying and setting up ads, and you see all this thing that I'm talking about. So this is basically for advanced. So you can decide to bid advanced buyer in the auction. There's types of buying: auction buying, reservation buying, but reserve, which is used to call reach and frequency before, but now it's now being called reserved. Okay. So these are different breed strategy that you can have. Let me make this here now. Yeah. Then we also have placements strategy. I've been talking about some of these one by one in different sections, but I'm expanding more. Okay, bidding. So I saw your question. What is bidding itself? Bidding is how much I want to pay for the platform. For example, for cost per lead, right? So don't charge me more than $1.5. Don't charge more than 700. So that's bidding. So when you use lowest cost, you are telling the system that system, Choose anything that you think is good for me, right? So cost curve is no, I want to decide. So that's what it actually means, right? So placements. So we have basically two type placement strategy. So placements is, do I want to use only, do I want my address to show only on Facebook? Do I want it only on Instagram? Do I want it to be only Messenger? Do I want it to only WhatsApp? So that's it. So we have what we call automatic placement. They call it advanced placement now. They call it advantage placement now. So when you see automatic placement or advantage placement with AI, so in most cases recommended, in most cases you might not need it, but recommended is because it comes with cheaper rates, and but you might not have the exact kind of quality that you want. So you can do this for Facebook feed. It's cheaper because you have more audience. That's it. You can do Instagram feed. These are where you want to add to appear. You can use stories. You can use reels. You can use audience network. Audience network is ad that displays on all those apps that you use. Truecaller, all those free apps that you download on your phone that you thought they are free. You are the products, right? Yeah. So these are manual placement. Sorry, automatic placement. There's also manual placement. Manual placement, it's only advisable when you are testing for a specific format. Okay. Okay. Only when I need to. So for example, now I was testing the ad for a beach. I was testing some carousel and some other thing and testing the others and testing which platform. So, I decided, oh, feed is Instagram. Then, okay, let me do Instagram feed, Instagram story, Instagram free, Instagram Explorer, all those things. But anytime you want to use placements, just make sure that you have minimum of four placements. You can't just say Instagram feed alone. So, but you can choose the combination of Instagram feed, Instagram stories, Instagram reel, Instagram Explorer. So just make sure you have at least minimum of four professionally. Then still on strategy, we have frequency control. So what does this simply mean? So how do you want your ad to be? Okay. How do you want your ad to be? Let me put it here. Your ad frequency. There's basically two ways your ad frequency could be. So your ad frequency should be 1 to 2 weeks. So how many times? 1 to 2 weeks. Awareness. So awareness should not be less than this. Okay. Your consideration, 2 to 4 weeks. Sorry, your conversion, I mean, 2 to 4 weeks. And things to avoid, very important. Avoid greater than 6 weeks. Why? It can lead to ad fatigue. People get tired. I've seen it before. Except you want to renew your creatives. Ad fatigue. And when ad fatigue sets in, your cost will be high. Yeah, because algorithm will be struggling. Your cost per lead will be high. Okay. We also have what we call ad scheduling. You might decide that the kind of industry that I want, there's the only this particular time that I want my ad to be displayed. ad scheduling. Is that not correct? You want me to use single ad. Anyway. So example could be what again? Restaurants. So a restaurant, Chicken Republic and the rest. My one they had to be scheduling between only 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., not in the midnight, because they are nowhere to be found that time. So a clubhouse, my one they had to be on only within, so you can actually schedule time and 3 a.m. because this is a peak period. An hotel, resorts can decide to do morning and evening, peak period. What do we call it, peak hours? Okay, a business to business or corporate company like Dangote and the rest, B2B, or corporate company can decide to make their ads Monday to Friday only, no weekend. So all these are very, very important because there's assets. You can decide when you want our ad to be up and when not to be. Then there's what we'll call optimization window. Optimization window simply means it's so we have two of it. Let me start from that so that will explain this better. We have 7-day clicks. Okay, so 7-day clicks simply means its system will count within the 7 days window for conversion to happen. Yeah, and I love this 7 days click. Then we also have the second one called 1-day view. Why all this help algorithm to learn faster. Okay, let me put it there. Because algorithm have the data, you don't have. Algorithm learn faster. So your ads always have what we call learning phase where it has not peaked. So imagine you are shutting down your ad in less than 7 days. So that's why I said, so when I say optimization, so once people want to run ad and I'm saying, oh, I don't do less than 14 days, I know what I'm talking about. Because the optimization window is 7 days. So you now say you are shutting down your ads in 3 days. It's not optimal. In 5 days, it's not optimal. It's a waste. You just want to waste money. You are not even waiting to the time to reap what you are investing. So again, you need to have all these knowledge so that when you are explaining to customer, they know that you are professional. You know what you are talking about. But a lot of people don't know all this because this kind of information are not everywhere. It's just because someone like me, I've had opportunity to work on meta training projects, have access to different things and all that. Learn this, being one of the first set of people to do even meta certification here in Nigeria. Yeah, that was somewhere around 2019, 2018. Okay, so it's very important to know what this is. So I've talked about, and you need to also know your numbers. What's the cost per impression? I say when we say cost per impression, we are talking about 1,000 impression, cost per click, click-through rate. A good range click-through rate is between 1 to 2.5%. Yeah. So click-through rate, when you add people are responding to your click-through rate will be high. Okay, cost per lead. A good cost per lead here in Nigeria, if you are still getting within 800 to 2,500, it's still okay. But once it's more than that, it's not really good. Okay, so that's it. And lastly, for today on media planning, I'm going to be talking about optimization and reporting. So that will be our step 5, optimization and reporting. Does it align with other one that I have? I want to do align. Okay, it is optimization and reporting. So what does it mean? So what are the optimization techniques? So as a media buyer, you cannot just run and leave it. So I pause on that today because I know that because we are not getting the kind of result that we want, and I want to know why. Then I get to know that products. So I want to see why it's behaving then. And I remember that this product is pre-order. A lot of Nigerians are not really used to pre-order, especially when it comes to physical products. So, and the products still have like a long time of like 6 weeks before it will be available for ordering. So we have to put in webinar to it, like having like 3 webinar before we now continue the ad. So on the webinar, webinar is actually one of the fastest way to convert people. So people will be able to trust you, listen to you, ask questions and all these things. So we do the webinar. From webinar, we'll now be converting. So instead of just running ads for pre-order, so it also gives people to actually pre-order without thinking anything otherwise. So that just so you'll be having different stuff like that. So there's so many things that you can optimize. Creatives, and anytime I say creative, just remember that we are talking about design. Okay, creatives optimization. So the same size of Instagram story is not Facebook story, all those things. You need to know asset customization. So your assets, the graphics, image, video, and the rest, those are your creative assets. So I'll begin to be using those times, especially if you want to take job or career in media communication. You need to know all these things. Okay. So creatives optimization. So what do you do under all this creative optimization? You want to change visual, okay, style your design every 7 days, like 7 to 10 days. That's why you see some ad. The message does not change. It's just only the design that change. It's like creating refresh so that what we call ad fatigue. I talk about fatigue at a point here. I can't remember where we explained that. Yeah, but you get the point. So that ad fatigue will not come in. Hey, lead to ad fatigue will not come in. And when do you have ad fatigue? The cost will go up. So creatives, these are the things that you optimize for when it comes to creatives. So change the videos of your visual within 10 to, let's say the maximum of 2 weeks. Then maybe you have seen someone that be running out and you not see another design. You are thinking, well, because they just want you to tire. Okay. Video outperform statics. So from experience, video usually, but sometimes you'll be shocked that static image also do better. I've had different experience that static image even works better than video. Okay. Then you also have add subtitles. So your headline, you can have different stuff, even with all these CapCut or something. So add subtitles to your stuff, like basically headline. Since AI is now giving you all real people now, use real people. Because a lot of AI picture now look like real. I don't know what the fate of. You remember that platform, stock photo. That anything you want to download, like you just use total stock. I don't know what will be the fate of that project. Because AI is getting, look at ImageFX now. It's getting some clean, realistic image, not even, yeah. For me, in my opinion, better than other stocks. I don't know what's going to be the end of that company. Then, apart from creative techniques. So creative, remember, is visual. We also have what we call audience optimization. Things that you can optimize. Let me check. Like I have somebody comment. What did you call the AI tool? Okay, I say image FX. Image FX is by Google. Just type it on Google site. Yes, correct. Not image image FX. I want to type image FX, but auto reply. Just type that image. So image FX, you are correct. I saw what you typed there. So audience optimization. So you want to, so there are different techniques under that too. You want to add high performance audience. You want to retarget warm audience. So we are talking about audience optimization now. So first thing you want to pause an asset today. What assets that is not working? And I've shown you this several times that, oh, this one, can you see, if not I run 5, I run 4, I will have been wasting money. So you post any audience that is misbehaving, and you can get that in maximum of 3 days. Yeah. So you add high performance audience. Okay. Any audience that is doing well, yeah, keep using it. Like I've been using, there's a set of audience that I'm using for boat cruising. That audience has been fire since day one. So I don't even need to be just selecting one new audience again. When I'm just changing the creative. I'm just changing the creative. So we started it from like 75 for boat cruise. The audience was fire. I moved to 100. As at this time I'm talking to you, it's now 150. And people are still rushing. Yeah, people are still rushing big time. Okay. Improve your videos, your creatives. Yeah. Then move budgets. And that's exactly what that bot is doing now. Move budget to top performance. Is spending budget of other assets that are not performing well, which have stopped some of them to retreat and check what is the problem later. Okay. You can reduce the frequency if the ad is burning out. So remember 7 days window and all those things. Yeah. So then you can test for lookalike. Remember I said similar audience from the audience that is working well. And I said don't do more than 2%. That's the quality. The more the percentage increase, the more the quality of the audience fade. So that is, you scale the winning ad by 20% every 72 hours. So this is very important. Scale, and I will explain just in case you don't know. Winning ads by 20%. No, that's a winning audience. Yeah. By 20%. So in terms of budget too, every 3 days. So for example, maybe I started with 10,000 naira and says, so if I'm restricting the budget, it might affect the performance. So I have to increase it so that the performance will be continued. Okay. So still under audience, still under techniques, we are talking about optimization and reporting. Still under this, we have what we call landing page, because people do this thing on different, optimization comes on different places. Could be landing page on website, it could be WhatsApp optimization, anyone. So what do you do at this level? So you want to improve the speed. So, and that's why I said I can't remember using WordPress since AI can just do code. Okay. So a website that is not heavy, load faster. User wants speed. They don't want something that they'll be waiting for 1 minute, 30 seconds before the website will load. So you improve the speed of your landing page, add testimonial. People want to see what other people are saying. Yeah. Then you can also use scarcity, like uh, limited copies available. That's saying scarcity. Then you can also do offers. So this offer is for 24 hours. All these things will happen in your landing page. This offer is 24/7 response team. So like we offer some 24 customer service. We offer 24/7. I don't want to do points and say 24/7 response team. So these are things that you have on landing page that will make people to actually take action. You can add a WhatsApp quick reply. Still on the landing page. So for example, look at this, you get to this page, like what am I going to do? If you click this one, you find yourself on WhatsApp. So this is landing page, this is enroll. Let's go back. Okay. Then other things still under this reporting is what do you call it? Reporting funnels. Retargeting funnel, I mean, it's a reporting funnel. Retargeting funnel. So on retargeting funnel, let me put this in a way that makes it align very well. Yeah. Wow. So I've not been aligning all this. Don't like that. So let me just lay down at that point. So funnel, retargeting funnel. So you want to look for things like, especially you must have a click there on your website. So I'll teach you how to do all those things. Remember, I said we're going to start an ad from planning to buying, creative, everything. In fact, I already have that thing that I want to use for that in mind. So you want to retarget people that feel your content. You want to retarget people that engage your content. You want to retarget people that visit your website. You also want to retarget people that add to cart but they did not check out, and people that purchase too. So this is what we call retargeting funnel. So no data is waste. Yeah, no data is it. So reporting framework, like I said, we are done. And that's why we put these two together, say optimization and reporting. So what's reporting framework? Because every time that you work for organization, even for yourself, you want to appraise yourself in that sense, you will need to get your report so that you know what to do better, what work and what does not work. But if you don't have a format, if you don't have a template, it will be hard. So let me just say templates that I use that makes things done faster. Let me check. This media buying and planning is a whole lot on you. Yes, I've offered this as a course. Some set of guys, I think as of 2021 or 22. So we have, in fact, we treated media planning for 4 weekends. 4 weekends on 150K. I can't forget. Possibly I still have the WhatsApp group. But all these guys, they are all big guys now. Yeah. Even before AI and all this thing popular. 4 weekends. But it's only on weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. It's all about 6 class. Like I think 1 hour each weekend. Yeah. We should be up to 2 hours on this one already, Seth. So, but we're already on the last lap. So after you do everything, the planning, the buying, you want to give report now. So the best format to do report so that you don't be thinking, what should be in my report? What do I need to do? So anytime you want to give report, remember What happened? Yeah, during the ads. So if you are thinking of what are the things that might likely happen, you want to know what happens to the total leads that you generate. So you just put the total leads, right? So let's say 2,500 leads, that's what you generate, right? So you are reporting right now. Yeah, 2,500. Then what is the cost per lead? You want to know, right? So let's say the cost per lead, 1,200. Reporting, that's what you're doing now. So with this, it's very easy for you to get the ad spend. So just multiply it. So I'm not going to talk about that. So it's very, so what creative that is the best? Remember, we are talking about what happened to the ads during the ads. So that going forward, you will know what to do. What creative work best, right? Among all the creative, which platform self? So maybe it's Reels that work best. So you call it Reels. So that we now think of how to prioritize Reels. Then if you know the one that work best, it's also very important to know the worst, worst creative, so that we will not be wasting our energy. Eh? Static carousel. That is carousel that is not video carousel. You know, there's video carousel, there's static image carousel, there is graphics. What do they call these things? Um, Digital graphics, like a static image, but it's moving, but it's not video. Yeah. So in giving your report, you want to know if it is lead you are getting, if it is sales, if it is conversion, whatever, if it's awareness. Remember, I told you what to measure under awareness. So this assume that is a lead. So if it's awareness, so what's the impression, the cost per impression, those are the things that you are going to look for. So as you are looking for what's the best creative, so you should also look for what to watch. So that next we focus on the best. So that's the first thing in your reporting format or template. So after you get to know all this, what happened, you know what to know. Why? Why does it happen? It's very important. This is question. Why? Why it happened? Okay. So maybe we have better because of better audience. Yes. Better audience quality. Okay. The reason why things happen. Then why is our audience reduced? It could be Apple operating system, Apple OS. Apple OS down shows iPhone user because a lot of iPhone user now have ability to opt out. So that could affect our conversion. Okay. So before you can track everybody, but now you cannot track some iPhone user because they release a new OS which allow people to opt out of retargeting and all that. Okay. So you can think of everything that might happen. Why did all those some certain thing happen? Maybe was creative and the rest. So then frequency. So these are also part of things that are good. Frequency was stable. So each person see that two to three times. That's also 2 times, but not up to 3. Okay. Number of times that people see that frequency within the art period. Let's say the art period is 1 month. So in 1 month, maybe the person sees 3 times or 2 times. So that's it. Then after you talk about what happened, what why did it happen? Is it me that I don't know English? Why it happened. I don't want that. I believe in this one. If this is not your English, leave it. Right? Why it happened? Because I just wonder why it's underline it. Why did it happen? So you still have problem with happen. Okay, oh, but you get the gist. right? So after you talk about what happened, why it happened, then you now recommend so that next time, it could be next month, it could be next ads. What should we do better? We have to increase, let's say budget, ad budget by 30%. You can say, why are we doing 30%? Because we have a good, maybe you have a good cost per lead, and our best creative lead reel was doing well, but our budgets are limited. Yeah, getting it? So this is how you give report to stakeholder. It's not story. Make it short, let it straightforward so that they are looking at it. So our audience that work for where you can say expand successful audience. So just give all your recommendation. Okay. The creatives that are not doing well, replace low performance or performing creatives. You know what I mean by that? So this is just it. Media planning, media buying. So you know in summary that without media planning, there is no buying. You know that already, and you know that buying is what you do and is more easier when you already have your plan. You also need to know from during planning process what you need to, the question you need to ask. So once you have all this, you are good to go. For media buying, you know, the media buying is just buying across platform. You need to also know how to set up the budget, know your KPIs, know your numbers. It's very, very important. People that run away from numbers are not really a good media planner and buyer. In fact, planning is a much more difficult thing than buying. Yeah, it's more difficult things than buying. So you know our different marketing objectives, what to measure at different stages, what is it best for. Those are the things. In fact, when you see media planner, media buyer, this is the work. This is the work. This is what it means. So, Tochukwu, thank you for showing up. Rovia, thank you for showing up. You have a lot to digest. I can't assure you whether this video will be available tonight because it might be long, but let's see. If it's available, I will drop the link. So you have Saturday, Sunday to digest it. This section, it's very, very important. This type of contents are not everywhere. I know what I'm talking about. The last time I dropped this kind of video free on YouTube, it blow up because it's not the kind of content that you see everywhere. Take it very serious. I would like to see if there's any question. So if there's no question on this, maybe after you digest it in our next class, you can ask question. The next class we are going to be, we still go to talk about numbers, summer. Okay, all these number, how do you measure them? So we are going to be looking at measurement and analytics. That is where we see, oh, this is where our customers are coming from. This is the product they are checking. This is their states. We will see their age bracket. This is what they like. This is a particular page that is doing well. So those are the things we're going to do in the next class. So guys,
Okay. Hello, sir.
yeah,
Hello, sir.
I can hear you.
Okay, sir. There's a question in my mind, and I don't know if you are going to talk about it in the scope of this our training. Well, however,
Ask.
I just want to ask it now, just in case you
Mm.
didn't touch about it. You know, I want to ask about people when you targeting.
Mm.
There is this possibility of targeting your competitor instead of targeting your customers.
Yes.
So how do we avoid that mistake? Yeah.
So if you are into
You
real
understand
estate,
me? Okay.
if you are into real estate, you cannot
Okay.
be targeting the real estate now. You cannot be targeting real estate as your targeting. So that is targeting your competitors. So in interest, there is behavior, there's demographic. So if you are targeting on real estate, you should be targeting high net worth individual. So how do you identify high network individual in most cases. Frequent travelers, the location that they live, business, finance, and investors. Did you get that now?
Mm.
So you can't be in real estate and you're not targeting real estate. You're targeting your competitors. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, in the same vein,
In fact,
I don't know.
you can target people that even by airline. Do you understand? Emirates. If you don't have money, you can't enter Emirates now. Founder,
Okay.
CEO, business
That
executive,
people that
Virgin
like people that
Atlantic.
like that page, people that
Yeah?
likes the page, right?
Yeah.
People that likes the page.
Not even only the page. All these names I'm mentioning, they are inside Facebook audience targeting, not as a page, as a targeting option. Do you understand?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So that's it.
Okay,
So it's
this is
just like
another. This
saying,
is another.
okay, ask another one.
Okay, this is another question. See, have you? I know if you're on social media, at least we all observe a situation whereby once you just see a particular ad, you keep seeing that kind of ad repeatedly from
Mm,
different vendors or from different advertisers.
mm.
So I just think, isn't that more? Doesn't it make advertising kind of complex or difficult for the advertiser because they are just giving the customers many options? I
Yeah.
don't know if you
So,
understand me, right?
so that I understand you very well. So
Okay.
that is where interest comes in. So you attend to the first one is because your interest. So the system are in that measurement, you are going to get to know all these things. The system has knows everybody's behavior over the time. Over the time, the system knows that, oh, when you see something, you like to click, right? So when somebody is running ad and pay per click to website, they will show that kind of ads for you. If you notice that your behavior over the years, you always like watching video. When somebody is running video views, they will display video views for you. Do you get it?
Mm.
They will display video view for you, right? If they say that
Yeah.
you always comment, you share, you like, whether it concern you or not. When somebody is running engagement ad, it will display for you because that's your behavior on the platform. Everybody have a record, a behavior, like it's called persona, audience persona, right? So if you are the one like you like messaging, chatting, when somebody is running messenger, DM, WhatsApp, it will display for you based on your activities, experience on the platform. So when they now see a product in the same industry, let's say you saw a land now, you click it, and somebody is not running, everything about land will become because everybody that are on the platform in that same industry, they want to sell. And when they sell, they will come back to the platform to do it again because they sell. So that's why they will say, oh, maybe you don't like that one, or there's a constraint, maybe the location, maybe there's a price. Oh, let me give you another one. Do you understand? But if you see such ad and you didn't even bother about it, you will not see it again. But if you have interact with it, you will see another one. Okay. A couple of weeks ago, I was thinking of changing my laptop. Yeah, that was November. So I started pay attention to any ads that has to do with Mac laptop. So I saw the first one, but it's not what I want. So if it is because of what but I interact with it, why do I interact with it? So that I can see other alternatives, right? Until I see that this is type of the one that I'm looking for is also within my budget. That's it. So that's it. So it's actually a marketing legit stuff. Yeah. Which other question before we call it a night because it's actually a night? Are you there? Both of you, Tochuku, Roviat?
Done.
Okay,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm done asking my questions. Yeah, I
All
don't have
right.
any other question.
Okay, very good. So, I'll see you guys on Monday. When this video is available, I will share with you guys. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye.